Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another spicy episode of the Sanity Stream of Lucius Cole. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course leave a comment if you think I deserve it. The Cole Factory and the Cole Train on our way to 1,000 Patriots strong, thanks to people like you watching content like this. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into today's show. First of all, I don't know what's going on in Georgia right now. It is a dark place down in Georgia right now. The Governor Brian Kemp going out of his way to not make sure that this is a free and fair election. At the end of the day, all we want, whether you are a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter, is that you know in your heart of hearts that this was a free and fair election. And the fact that they are not willing to go down and actually check the signatures on the ballots after over 1,000 affidavits had stated that there are information coming out about poll watchers being pushed away, poll watchers being intimidated, having ballots come out that were pristine with perfect circles, and simply Joe Biden as the only vote on that particular ballot. Why won't they go through the ballots? Why won't they verify that the people that are stating that they voted are the actual people that voted? I don't understand it. At the end of the day, if Joe Biden believe me, if Joe Biden somehow, some way, got 83 million Americans to come out in such force, there was so much love and affection for Joe Biden that he just had to win, I will concede. But that's not what I'm seeing on the ground, guys, and it's absolutely amazing. Donald Trump laying it down right here. The Republican governor of Georgia refuses to do signature verification, which would give us an easy win. What is wrong with this guy? What is he hiding? Now, of course, there is information out there right now starting to attest to the fact that he may have received a large sum of money, given the fact that he had a connection with Dominion, and they kind of pushed this all forward with about a $600 million deal in terms of Dominion coming into Georgia right before the election. I don't know, guys. Now, there could be a connection there. I don't know. Just seems a little odd. Seems a little odd that this particular company, right before the election, it wasn't as if this was set up in prior years or this was a deal in the making. No, guys. This happened just a few months before the election started, and nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to see here. That smoking gun video, what you saw was totally illegal. It's totally normal to kick people out, tell everybody that everyone is leaving, and then proceeding to count votes long into the night, and then having a giant spike going for Joe Biden the moment those votes were cast. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It just seems totally normal. Totally normal, guys. And I'm not the type of one to jump down conspiracy theories here. At the end of the day, I want to give you the God's honest truth. So I'm not saying what I am presenting you is supposed to have you perform some sort of conspiracy or some sort of theory out of this. I'm simply going to state the facts, and then you can make of it what you will. Now, first of all, this is Brian Kemp's daughter, for those of you who don't know. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. She is now 18. She's now 18, so we can talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Her father is a public figure with Brian Kemp. Her name is Amy Porter Kemp, who's been the spotlight of Brian P. Kemp. Her father, the 83rd governor of Georgia, and her mother is the first lady. So this pretty much sums up what people are curious about her. Now, this is kind of interesting because we're not really here to talk about her. We're here to talk about her boyfriend. Now, as you see here, this is her boyfriend, and this is her right here. And as you can see, Brian P. Kemp, Georgia State Committee. So, obviously there's a connection there. And the teen daughter of Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is mourning the loss of Senator Kelly Loeffler's 20-year-old aide, calling him her best friend. They say best friend. Yeah, sure, best friend as well as boyfriend. So keep that in mind. Harrison Deal was killed in a car crash on I-16 in Pooler, Georgia, Friday morning, hours before Vice President Mike Pence arrived in the state to rally for Loeffler and Senator David Perdue, who are both facing Democrats in a Senate runoff election in January. It's impossible to put into words who Harrison Deal was. Lucy Kemp, 19, said in a statement issued through the governor's office, "He was so special to me, and I can't imagine my life without him." Now, what's weird about all of this is the timing. Now, of course, car crashes happen all the time. In terms of non-health related deaths, obviously it's the number one in not only America, but the entire world. But what I want you to take a look at, and honestly, disregard what's being said here. Again, I don't want to be pushing conspiracy theories, anything that I can't back. Obviously, this is brand new. If I happen to get more information in terms of this, I will be sure to put it out there. But with that said, take a look at this video here in terms of the car crash. Apparently, this kid was driving a Prius, and Toyotas, very well known. I believe in terms of safety, I believe they're either number 2 or number 3. You know, it's really up there between Tesla being number 1, Subaru, and then I think it's Toyota, but it could be Toyota then Subaru. Either way, very safe cars for the most part. Take a look at the wreck here.
Traffic news. Take a look at this. One person has been killed and 3 injured in a fiery wreck off of I-16 and Pooler Parkway. This is video from a WTOC viewer, and you could see those flames and the firefighters as they were arrived on the traffic news. Take a look at.
Wow. I mean, that is a giant explosion. And honestly, I would like to get the police report, and I'd be interested in actually finding out who the other people that were involved, who else was involved in terms of this. Now, of course, there's being theories being pushed to the forefront given everything that's happening right now, and the fact that Brian Kemp hasn't actually called for a special legislation, people to come in and actually take a look at the evidence given everything that's happening, as well as pushing for the election results to be certified in such quick succession given the amount of evidence that's being pushed out through, whether it's through Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, New Mexico apparently coming into play here, as well as Virginia. I mean, that's not here to say that these particular states are going to be overturned, but it's very clear that there's something wrong with our election process, and we should be able to ask questions about that without being banned, censored, and silenced. It's absolutely disturbing. It's truly Orwellian. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Obviously, things and situations such as Seth Rich have come up before. Obviously, there are countries all over the world, whether you're talking about Mexico or Nicaragua or the Balkans and stuff like that. It's not uncommon for political people, whether it be AIDS or actual political assassinations, to actually happen. Do you believe this is something that actually transpired, or do you believe this just happens to be happenstance? It seems a little odd that it would be an aide, and not someone directly, but maybe it wasn't hard on the nose. Maybe this was like something like, oh, this is kind of your to be on your toes and not to audit the votes. That's what people are pushing. But again, I'm not going to say something like that until I have more information. But with that said, everything going on in Georgia is up in limbo. But tomorrow is going to be a huge day. Tomorrow, if you're watching this right now, it's currently 12/7. 12/8 is going to be a giant day. The Alito, the U.S. Supreme Court Justice, actually weighing in. Deadline in Pennsylvania election fraud case suggesting possible SCOTUS action. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito has moved up the deadline for Pennsylvania officials to respond to an election challenge filed by State Representative Mike Kelly and other Republican state lawmakers, possibly signaling that the court may take up the case. Alito had previously set the deadline for December 9th, one day after what is known as the Safe Harbor Day, which is like the date that everyone basically confirms their results or whatever before actually sending the electors. The federal cutoff date for states to resolve election issues and locked in their electors for the Electoral College vote December 14th. But on Sunday, Alito moved up the deadline for Pennsylvania officials to respond by Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, the move is significant because it would give the court a few hours Tuesday to act on Kelly's request if it chooses to. So again, this is big, and this is the thing that we need to be focusing on. For those of you who follow people like Robert Barnes, he's an actual lawyer, constitutional scholar, and obviously does cases like this all the time. And given the amount of fraud that we're seeing right now, whether it be kicking out poll watchers, whether it be, if not physically assaulting them, physically pushing them out, not just telling them to leave, people clapping when Republicans are kicked out. People stating that they see votes being changed or votes being all for one candidate, stuff like that. It seems like every single major piece of fraud that could possibly be used in this particular light was actually used, but we need to focus on the things that can actually be proved in court, which is why I'm not a huge fan of what's going on between Lin Wood and Sidney Powell right now, because what they're doing is actually hurting the legitimacy of actual actual legislation or actual court cases that are being pushed right now to actually have real change and real relief in the now. I'm all for jumping into conspiracies and looking down the rabbit hole and seeing what's actually true and what's actually false. And the problem is when you're pushing stuff like this, even if it's true, now is not the time. We need to be focusing on things that are actually going to push the needle, that are actually going to give relief so that we can actually see a free and fair election. So again, I'm not jumping in the middle of this whole thing in terms of Lynn Wood, Robert Barnes, Sidney Powell, everything that's going on right now. Obviously, there seems to be a bit of a kerfuffle between both of those particular lawyers, as well as those of you who don't know, Lynn Wood has completely recused himself of the Kyle Rittenhouse case, for those of you who have been following that as well. Obviously, I guess there was some sort of problem in terms of the money that was going to Kyle, apparently raising up to $4 million. And yet, where are those funds? Kind of seems like a Black Lives Matter thing. Where did the money go? Where are the programs? Where is the help for young black youth? I don't know. And while we're at it, guys, let's take a look at some fake news, because you all know, guys. Actually, nope, not fake news, ladies and gentlemen. This is the realest news in the world. This is CNN, guys. I'm talking about the cable news network. I'm talking about the network of networks. I'm talking about the Kangs. We were Kangs once, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. U.S. Surgeon General complaining. Okay, so there seems to be some, turbulation in terms of who's actually going to be president. So let's push some of that COOF stuff again. How Kelly Loeffler got backed into admitting Trump lost. Okay. Let's see. The Trump campaign legal efforts may coming to an end, sources say. Obviously, anonymous sources. Very, very well true. Why Republican silence on Biden's win is dangerous. Guys, it's just... Oh my God, guys, so much truth going on here. So much truth. And with all that truth, guys, this is an example of what happens to somebody when they take their indoctrination to a next level. They take it to such a level that they themselves are the indoctrination. They themselves are 1984 on steroids. They themselves had taken it upon themselves to not only be the face, but the actual resemblance, the reincarnation, the rising phoenix, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, of fake news. Take a look at this woman and this wonderful this cry for help, ladies and gentlemen, this cry for help, this calming of the tensions, and truly, this is what unity looks like, guys. You know how they've been pushing about unity after calling us Nazis for 4 years? This is the unity, guys. I want to see unity. This is what unity looks like. Take a look. Oh my God. I didn't know Karens could be this young, guys. I didn't know Karens could be this young. I mean, look at that face. She's got the thousand cock stare. She's got the raging hormones going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. She's got the libtard energy on full blast. I don't know what to say, ladies and gentlemen. This is wife material right here. And actually, guys, I got her phone number. And I'm just, for any of you single gents out there, or maybe, you're just looking to have a girlfriend along with your wife, as long as she's cool with it, no discrimination here, ladies and gentlemen. I found a nice little firecracker for you, ladies and gentlemen. A nice little firecracker right here. Funny story. I was actually listening, or reading rather, Ted Kaczynski's manifesto. The manifesto that he actually got published onto the newspapers. He was the Unabomber, for those of you who don't know. And it seems like everything that he wrote on there about the left actually being the ones that were going to, take control, that were going to divide, that were going to seek out victim status. Obviously, I don't agree with what he did. I think that was stupid. Stupid. Um, yeah, stupid. If you were going to go after the state, or if you saw what was happening in terms of the government as a bad thing, why would you just go after rando commandos? Um, that's like what's going on in the streets right now in terms of Antifa and Proud Boys. If someone like the Proud Boys or someone like Antifa were to actually take the violence up to another level, I'm talking about like homicide and stuff like that, actually taking up to a very violent level, why would you go after just low level street thugs? That just seems really asinine and stupid to me, and the Unabomber doing that is really, really stupid. Obviously, I condemn all violence in all forms, of course, but I will say that this is so crazy. This victim mindset, this leftist mindset, and Kaczynski himself actually points that out. He calls them leftists. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about today, he was talking about 20 years ago, which is kind of crazy to think about, that things haven't changed at all, which gives you all more of a reason to actually look into history, look into what's going on in terms of the United States right now, and actually just read a history book, not from read it from the people that were actually living in that time, not some propagandized version of the events after the fact, or years, or even tens of years, 20 of hundreds of years later. Read it from the people on the ground. Now, of course, use a variety of sources. I always recommend that, whether it be from the left or from the right. Not everybody on the left is evil. Not everybody on the right is evil. There's a gray area, and that's the problem. We end up becoming very, very tribal. But at the end of the day, we must surround ourselves with people that believe in freedom above all else. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought the SJW-ness can't go any worse, I just want to say to you guys, Merry Christmas, okay? We are a few weeks away, and I just want to go to the mall, and I just want to sit on Santa's lap. I want to sit on Santa's lap and tell him what I want for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm a little too old for that, but, my son's not, my daughter, my 25 children. Anyway, long story short, ladies and gentlemen, we all want to go up to Santa and just let him know what we want. And so this beautiful young boy, he did just that. And Santa, well, take a look.
No guns. Nerf gun. No, not even a Nerf gun. Nope. If your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. But what else would you like? There's lots of other toys. There's Legos. There's bicycles. There's cars and trucks. What do you think? What do you think?
Wow. So the kid asked for a Nerf gun. And, Killjoy over here, Mr. Killjoy, Mr. Devil of Christmas over here, probably watching too much Bad Santa, and even he had a heart at the end of the movie. It's like, is anything sacred? Is anything sacred? Anything. Now it's after the children. They go after the children. They indoctrinate the children. Now you just have Santa Claus. He's not even involved in the education system. He's some beater who maybe gets $10, $12 an hour. Maybe, I don't know. How much do you get paid to be a Santa nowadays? I should look into that. That's a great job. Make joy and love in a kid's life. No. We're gonna tell him, the kid's like, I want a Nerf gun, and Santa's like, no guns. No guns, you stupid child.
It's okay if your dad. Don't cry. It's okay.
I want to find out who this kid is. I want to find the original clip. I want us all to be sending this kid some Nerf guns, some Nerf bullets, some Nerf everything. Nerf or nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. This is just... It's like... Can these stupid lefties just leave something alone? They get their tentacles into everything. into the video game sphere. They get into politics, obviously. Now they're getting it into Christmas, which they already don't like anyway. So I don't even know why this guy's a Santa. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. We got to track this kid down. Hopefully I'll find some more information on it. It sounds kind of weird. We got to track this kid down. No, that's not what I mean. Let's find out if, maybe they have a GoFundMe or a PO box or something and just send them a few bucks. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. I will have huge news for you tomorrow given what goes on in terms of Justice Alito. Obviously, the situation going on with Brian Kemp right now is an absolute joke. We have Christmas under attack, and we have lefties screaming out of their cars. Seems a very, very, very unified America right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this type of content, my name is Lucius Cold. Go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course, leave a comment if you think I deserve it. The Coal Factory and the Coal Train on our way to 1,000 Patriots strong. Thanks to people like you watching content like this. And a shout out to B. Hayes, by the way. Did a small little donation on Ryan Dawson's stream the other day, and he shouted me out, and I want to just say thank you for that. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Peace. Oh, wait. Coltrane. Choo-choo!